My name is Craig and welcome to my channel. This is the latest video update for the Vulcan. I just finished doing the sides on this fretboard, bound sides. Now what I want to do is to inlay these abalone, I think they're called snowdrops, Martin snowdrops. They normally put on their D45 guitars. I'm going to inlay these into this fretboard. So the first step is to measure up the fretboard and work out where I want to put each of these inlays. Second step, I'll glue them on to those positions. Third step, I'll outline them with a scalpel. Fourth step, I'll simply route out, well not simply, it's very complicated, route out that particular pattern for each of these, which gets a bit tricky. And then hopefully I'll drop them into their positions and glue them in and add a little bit of ebony dust to any spaces that I have left. There'll probably be a few spaces. So let's get started. First step is to draw the center line, and because it's going to be our reference point for all the other inlays, we've got to make sure it is very accurate. Then for each of these particular inlays, so the simplest one is going to be, well almost the simplest one, there's only one of them, is this one here, and it's going to be in the center of this box, if you like. Now one of the problems is that this pen is not that thin. I don't know if you can buy other ones, if there are different sizes or not. It would be good if it was a little bit thinner. But we can see where we're going to have to place our first inlay, just there. And we do the rest now. Now I've laid out all the positions for the various little abalone designs that are going to go into the fretboard. I've just taken one off, the first one off, and I've put an X where it's going to hopefully go. Get a drop of super glue. And place it right where we want it. So it's nice and firm in place now. What I'm going to do is just get this sharp blade and cut around that shape as close as I can to the shape, so we have less material to fill in. Then put a few drops of acetone on there. Carefully remove it. I then very carefully I don't know if you can see that there, the little outline that's been cut into it, but I then carefully go over it a little bit more deeply until I'm pretty happy I have a reasonable shape there before I use my router. Now, hopefully I have got pretty close to fitting this little inlay in. The problem with this is it's pretty intricate. It's the most difficult of all the ones here to place in the fretboard, and part of the reason is you might be able to see that there are all these little channels going in there, and even though I inscribed them into the wood, I think okay, the problem is I only have, the smallest router is 1.6 millimeters. I broke my 0.8 millimeter one, which I really need to be using for this. So every time you make a mistake, you make almost twice the kind of error that you would otherwise make, which makes it a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to have a fair bit left over, but we'll see how we go. I've ordered some new ones and they haven't arrived. It's been almost 2 weeks, so I've just got to go ahead with this. See if it will fit. So I've got to give it a bit of a I don't know. So it's just a little bit over, which is what we want it to be. So just put a pile, or at least enough ebony powder on there, more than I will need, and push it into those any excess places. Push it right down. So I'm just going to add a few drops of very thin super glue. So I'll just give that a little bit of an activator spray. Now normally I would do all of them and then sand it down, but I'll just show you this one and try the 81 first. So there we go. A little bit of dirt there will fix up, but that's pretty much what we do, or what I do anyway. Now just as I finish gluing these last two in, just a drop on the bottom, keep them in place, the package with my 0.8mm router bits has arrived just as I finish. Great timing. So that's not too bad. Now I'm going to do the whole board with 80 grit, starting at 80 grit, make it nice and flat, and then I'll do it up to about 2,000 to 3,000 grit, depending if I've got a 3,000 grit paper. I think I have, and we'll see what it looks like after that. Okay, polished up to 3,000 now. Now I was just about to show you this guitar and I bumped it. I put a little ding in there. I don't know if we can see it very well, but there's a little ding there. So I'm just going to have to fix that up. The water. The old iron out. And that's it, all gone. So I'll just show you where I'm up to with this one. Unfortunately, the tiger's tooth, I had a problem with doing the inlay on the fretboard of the tiger's eyes. It was basically too small, and I won't have time to finish it by the time you get down here, as you're arriving earlier than I thought. So the tiger's tooth is not going to be a choice, unfortunately. But Vulcan, this is the fretboard on there. It's a nice headstock overlay there as well. Now, just in case you forgot what it looks like, I guess we can give it a bit of a squirt as well. I've forgotten, but I know it's pretty good. Oh yes. Pretty impressive. Looking very nice. Now I don't know if you want a pickguard on your guitar, but if you do, I've got this rosewood and abalone type of pickguard that will fit in here. How well we can catch that. So if you're interested in having one of these, let me know. And by the time you see this, I'll be in the process of spraying this guitar. And I certainly hope it'll be ready by the time you get down here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.